Alright folks, we got the first brown truck here that I'm looking at right now. This one, customer said the AC fan motor is blowing weak and there's delays in the shifting. I drove around the parking lot whenever I first started on it. Nothing was out of place, nothing was delayed, nothing was abnormal about the shifting. And as far as the AC goes, I found that the recirculate filter and the fresh air AC filter were both clogged. So I'm waiting to see if he's going to bring in new filters and what he wants to do about the transmission. This is something that the everyday driver had mentioned, I guess, on his write-ups, was that there's delayed shifting. I put the transmission into what's called product diagnosis mode, PD mode. Went down there, wiggled the harness, which is usually where you'll find your errors. Nothing flagged. So, see, that's the customer there. Alright, so he's going to see if he can find me some filters. Should be out here shortly. So yeah, that's first truck today. We've got apparently a bunch of them here to look at. But if you want to, you know what, fuck it, I'll show you how to put it in PD mode. Give me just a minute. Alright guys, whenever you have the Service Ranger pulled up, what you're going to do is you're going to come in here inside the truck. You can see right now it's reading neutral. So you're going to take the key switch, turn it off, on, and that neutral will go to 88, then 25, and then PD. And that's where you can go underneath, you can wiggle the harnesses, and when wiggling the harnesses, if any codes become active, those are the codes you want to troubleshoot. Usually if you get a code whenever you're wiggling the harness, it means you got a bad harness, you got bad pins, something like that. Sorry, trying to reset the TCM right now. So bad harness, bad pins, bad plugs usually doesn't result in a bad sensor. If you got a bad sensor, usually you're going to get consistent failure of a particular item, being the XY shifter or the TECU or one of the speed sensors or something like that. So just a good little diagnostic thing, but you have to have Service Ranger, otherwise it doesn't mean nothing. All you're going to get is flash codes. You're not going to know how many times the code's flagged, if it's active or inactive, anything like that. But just a little quick helpful hint there, a little troubleshooting step you can take on your automated transmissions. So we got another truck hopefully coming up soon. We'll see what he wants to do about these filters, if he has some, if he's bringing them out here. If not, he'll probably bring the keys to another truck. But y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, we're gonna get this recirculate air filter changed out. This panel here just pops off sometimes. So you pop that baby off, set it out of your way. Then you're gonna get the glove box, which is gonna have one screw behind here. It's gonna have one screw here. Then it's gonna have two up here. So let's get those out. Here's the first one. And I don't use the screw gun to take these screws out because I don't want to be that guy that screws over the next guy that tries to take it all apart. And he can't because the screw gun jumped around and stripped the head of the screw out. So I don't want to be that guy. If you are that guy, it's not very nice. So there's our bottom two. we've got this one, this one, this one, and this one. This is the last screw. And there goes the glove box assembly. Set that out of the way. Now for the fresh air filter. You can see all this access room you have. The fresh air filter is way back there in the back, so it's kind of a pain to get to. Not exactly easy. So there's something I've been wanting to try. I'm going to try to take this motor out and see if I can get inside access to it. So let's see where we go there. Alright, so I pulled the fan motor out, and there's actually like a, I guess it looks like expanded metal, but it's all plastic. It's just fucking cut out, little triangle holes. So you can't actually access the filter from inside here. You have to stick your hand inside that hole and work the filter in this way, and it stops over here on this side. So I got the new filter in. The customer brought me keys for another one. It's got a stop engine light, so I'm gonna get this other air filter replaced, get this dash put back together, and then get on the other one, so figure out what's wrong with it. But fresh air filter is easy. Come over here to the panel, pop it open, pull it out, get your new one. On these filters, there is an orientation, so arrows represent airflow. God damn, the sun's bright already. Bright and hot. Come on, baby. Filter in there. Just cover slid back in place, and that's done. Slap this up. All right, so something cool, little, I guess you'd call it like a tech tip. I take my little bitty Mac ratchet, pulled the handle off of it. You can actually get in here pretty easily, access screws. They've got the recirculate door actuator over there. You can get in there pretty easy, plus the foot actuator, which is way back there, the defrost actuator, the temperature actuator. I mean, you can get to all of these pretty easily. Same thing with these for the evaporator cover, shit like that. Just makes it easier. That's my designated one, so I use it all the time for that one general purpose. But let's get this shit installed back up here. Slide it over, up, over,
Drops down into a hole. Screw in. Back it off, line it up, screw it in. This one in. Screw. Then we'll go down the road, find this other truck, see if we can figure out what the stop engine light is for. Hopefully nothing serious, but usually when the stop engine light comes on, it's serious. Oh, we gotta put this back on. You almost let me forget. Pick our shit up, got the hood shut, screwdrivers up, find a way to get these in the trash can. I know they got a dumpster over on the other side, so I'll probably throw it in there on the way out. Oh. Close your drawers before you close your door. Got an exit put up. We'll have it pulled back out here in just a second, but I don't want it getting fucked up in the process. Now we're looking for 245867. 245867. You almost got me. That one's 245876. Almost got me with that one. Let's find this baby. Two, 4, 5, 8, 6, 7. 2, 4, 5, 8, 2, 7, 2, 4, 5, 8, 6, 7. So, where should we do this at? We're gonna pull right up in front, connect to it, see if there's anything that's stopping us from starting it, and then we go from there. Keyed on. And let's see what our check engine light is for. Alright guys, so the one with the check engine light, I was going through doing some investigating, and it said that I had connected to this truck 4 times previously than today, and this truck is actually new to me. I've never touched it before. So I started going through my history, could not find any record of this truck in my history. So I took a look at the ECM, and this ECM is new. So I looked at the fleet calibration on the ECM, and the fleet calibration was it's not here no more. I think it was DH10055, and the actual ECM calibration that's supposed to be on this engine is DH10034. Which that doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people, but I looked at something for both calibrations, because you have what's called a critical or control parts list, your CPL, and that's basically everything that the engine is built with from the factory, and that's how these engines operate. You know, the camshaft, the crankshaft, the pistons, CNG, freaking CB radio. Everything goes into account in this control parts list. So the control parts list that was on this truck was like 4, 5, 8, 7, and the one that's supposed to be in there, the actual control parts list the engine was built with, is 3, 6, 4, 7. So I spoke with the customer, told them the situation at hand, that the ECM has been swapped out and was never calibrated for this particular engine build. So they approved what's called a fleet calibration. So with the fleet calibration, I get a hold of Cummins, get a PO from my parts guy, get a hold of Cummins, and then download it as a traditional license. And to update it to this DH10034, I'm gonna have to do a fleet calibration. I figured this would be pretty cool to bring y'all along with this one. So let me get everything set up and I'll bring y'all along, so hang tight. Alright guys, so the last truck that I looked at, I just finished it up, parked it over next to me, waiting for another truck to come out, or another truck to repair. What I found was the ECM calibration code and the critical parts list for the ECM that was on it, plus what was on the original, was different. Ended up having to get on the phone with Cummins, was able to do a fleet cal, and
some parameter adjustments. I did not get to record it because the customer was with me the entire time. Just because they may have this issue pop up on other units, and he wanted to know how to correct it. So I was not able to record it. I wish I could have. It would have been very, very informational stuff for y'all. But waiting for him to get out here with another unit to look at. So y'all stay tuned. Stand by. Well, folks, so the other one they had me look at was an ABS, and it's got a yaw rate and a steering angle sensor fault. Troubleshooting the faults as far as I couldn't get schematics for the firewall connector. So they're gonna reach out to their supplier, their representative, and see if they can get schematics for the firewall connector to find out which one goes to the SAS and which one goes to the yaw rate sensor, the tilt sensor. So yeah, that's it. They said there was a rattle in the front end. Turns out the bumper was broken on both sides. One side was held on by zip ties, the other side was not held on at all. So they're going to replace the bumper. One of the side fairings was missing as well, and the side fairing holds the side radar, so that plug was just hanging in there. So there's really not much I can do until they get the side fairing, the side radar, the schematics for the firewall connector to determine where the failure is. So I'm done for today. Going home. I'm almost home already. So y'all have a good one. Enjoy your weekend.